and welcome back to my channel. Now this video is all about the Sunrise Thrills VIP tour at Cedar Point, the roller coaster capital of the world. So this video is going to have loads of information, photos on ride photos, and videos, behind the scenes footage, and loads of really cool facts and tips that maybe you did not know. So you guys need to promise me one thing, and is that you get super comfy and just enjoy. Let's go. Cedar Point offers 3 VIP tour packages, and it was the Sunrise Thrills VIP tour that we selected. Now this tour allows you to get up close and personal to some of Cedar Point's most famous attractions, and the major highlight is you get a walk on the top of Valravn, their 223 foot high dive coaster. Now this tour is not cheap, and it will set you back $400. So let's see if it was money well spent. So this tour does require an early start, and our alarms were set for 5:30. We were staying at the Hotel Breakers, which is around a 5-minute walk from the main entrance of the park. The views over Lake Erie were absolutely gorgeous as we were walking along the promenade, and when we got to the park it was completely empty. We were so excited and had a few minutes to take some photos before our tour would begin. At 6:30 we were let into the park, where we were greeted by our tour guides and a family of 4. Our first stop was Valravn. We started off in the maintenance shed, where they had everything in abundance. Spare wheels, spare seats, you name it, they had it. They even had the biggest spanner I have ever seen. The bigger the ride, the bigger the nuts. Cedar Point invests so much into making sure their rides not only perform the best, but look the best too. A cool fact is that on Valravn, all the trains have a decorative V painted on them in gold leaf. So next, it was harness time, because it was time to climb. Now, as you can tell by my boyfriend's face, he was a little bit apprehensive, to say the least. Bless him. So when I say time to climb, we weren't having to walk up 223 foot of stairs. No, we took the lift on this side of the track. So here you can see it slowly creeping up, and watching the family go ahead of us really built up the anticipation. Here's some of the footage I managed to take as I was walking across the top of Valravn. Now I say walking, I was taking teeny tiny baby steps and holding on to that handrail for dear life. It was so windy up there, but the views were absolutely out of this world. Now I did try to pan across to show you the other side, but I literally thought the phone was going to fly out my hand, and I didn't want that to happen. My boyfriend has captured some of my favourite views across the park in Lake Erie. The roller coasters really pop, so I'm going to leave you in peace and highlight those steel and wooden giants. Our tour was nowhere near over, and it was time to head back to the station to watch some of the ride operations. Although the lady doesn't actually do it here, one thing I really enjoyed at Cedar Point was when the trains were ready for dispatch, the operators would go, "All clear and out of here," and I just loved it. enjoyed Valravn. It was super fast, super smooth, and that first drop was incredible. Here's my on-ride photo, and you'll notice there's a spare seat beside me. I wonder who was meant to be sitting there. You'll also see I've got my hands in the air and I am screaming. What am I screaming? Stewie, where are you? Because my boyfriend, he was too scared to go on the ride. After an adrenaline-fueled start to the day, we're headed down an empty midway for some breakfast. We ate at the Associates Diner and we could pick whatever we wanted. The donuts were yummy. Next in line was a 310-foot Millennium Force, voted best steel coaster in the world. Although this wasn't a coaster we could board directly, we were given fast passes to use later on during the day. Now, do you think Stu rode this one? Not a chance. Now, I'm no ride engineer, but all I know is when those wheels stopped, that roller coaster dropped. Straight after the drop, you're hurled into a 169-foot overbanked turn. Here you can experience a G-force up to 4.5, and it is common that people grey out. I did every single time. This is one of my favourite facts. If we zoom into the overbank turn, you will see that on the right hand side, part of the steel support has been removed. Why? Well, one of the riders had their hands in the air and unfortunately their hand clipped the steel support. Ouch. Now this really was a freak incident and it had to be put right by the ride manufacturers themselves. Now Millennium Force is manufactured by Intamin, who are based in Switzerland, and they had to fly straight across to Cedar Point, remove that section of the support and do it perfectly to ensure that no structural integrity was compromised. Millennium Force has 2 tunnels and it is so fun flying through them. In this clip we're going to see the train launch out the second tunnel in real speed. Now when you're actually on the ride, the speed of the train feels a lot more like this. So here's my on-ride photo, and despite riding this coaster over 10 times, I still managed to face the wrong way. I finally figured out the camera wasn't one of the tunnels, and I'm glad I've got my thumbs up because this ride is out of this world. Like honestly, it is so fast, it is so smooth, and it is definitely my number one. I have to say, underneath Millennium Force, the last thing I expected to see was a camel, but this guy is a permanent resident who tells me he is a coaster enthusiast. He absolutely loved his hair, and he lived with lots of other animals too. Let's check them out.
There you go.
It was time to head to our third roller coaster, and we walked along a backstage path where they had loads of props out ready to scare the living beep out of people for Cedar Point Halloween weekends. Of course, it was Maverick. Don't worry, worry, after that first drop the train did not disappear into thin air. Instead, the piece of track that I focused on was following the second launch. We continued on our scenic walk, and there in the distance it was pretty hard to miss the towering Steel Vengeance. This is a photo from the station, and with the backdrop of Steel Vengeance and Lake Erie, the views really were beautiful. Before we knew it, it was time to ride. Keep your hands out and legs together at all times. Yes, we've got an on-ride photo together. I cannot believe it. Now, admittedly, he doesn't look the most comfortable, but by the end of the day, he had his hands in the air and he was loving it. Last stop, Steel Vengeance. Please excuse my attempt at trying to make this ride sound intimidating. There really is no need. Just look at it. This ride is a beast. Steel Vengeance is a hybrid coaster manufactured by Rocky Mountain Construction. It opened to the public on the 5th of May 2018, and soon after it scooped up the Golden Ticket Award for Best New Ride. It's not hard to see why. Let's watch this 200-foot drop where the train reaches speeds up to 74 miles per hour. This coaster is packed with twists, turns and airtime hills, giving it almost 30 seconds of airtime, more than any roller coaster in the world. The big question is, would Stu conquer the tallest and fastest hybrid coaster in the world? Whilst we were waiting to board, we got a soak in the beautiful views over Lake Erie and also got told that the sweet spot of Vengeance is the left-hand side of row 8. Right, let's get ready to ride. All clear and out of here. Of course he didn't. Now I do want to give him a bit of credit because he was waiting at the station with me. He said he was going to go on, but when that train rolled in, he really was white as a sheet and his nerves clearly got the better of him. Steel Vengeance really was a wild ride and my favourite seat was sitting on the front row. Can you spot me on this on-ride video? P.S. I'm not sitting on the front row. Additional perks of this tour include preferred parking, an all-day Fun Picks photo package, breakfast in a single meal deal, 2 one-ride use Fastlane vouchers for any ride, immediate boarding on Maverick and Steel Vengeance, and most importantly, memories that last a lifetime. Priceless. Okay, so this video is coming to an end, but there is one burning question that remains. Was the tour worth the $400 that we spent? And our answer was, of course, absolutely. It was worth every single dollar. Like, honestly, me and my boyfriend had the most amazing time, and even though he does not particularly like roller coasters, as he would have grasped if you watched all of this video, you know, he would do it again too. So yeah, if you are visiting Cedar Point, it's definitely worth checking out, providing you like roller coasters and that you're not scared of heights. So from me, it is all clear and out of here. Thanks so much for watching.